Okay, good morning. Hey, Mom. Good morning. Welcome to the Tessy Juice Show. Yeah. I got a heart. Yeah. Welcome to the show, guys. So glad to be here. Making the Tessy Juice Show. This is like 3 weeks in a row now we've done this. So good. Well, really, it's been like almost 2 years now that I've been making the show. I think. I gotta check. I gotta look. I know it's definitely been over a year, like easily been over a year, but it's almost. I don't know. It's been a minute. I've been making the Tessy Juice Show. I'm excited. Still love making it. Um, well, actually, now that I think about it, um, now that it's on the top of my head, next week there will be no Tessy Juice Show because it is my birthday on Sunday, May 15th. And I'm not taking my birthday off, but I'm taking the 18th, 19th, and 20th off from work. So that's 18th is when I would make the Tessy Juice Show. So I won't be having the Tessy Juice Show next week, but the 25th we would be back on. Oh, good morning. So yeah, love making the show. Glad to be here today. Today we are making a fire and ice, an icy hot, whatever combination you can think of that's like kind of opposites. That's what we're making today. We're going to be making a green juice that has not only spicy components to it, but also icy components to it too. So it's been hot here in Texas, and I've been starting to add peppermint to my juices again, and really loving it. And I'm just talking about literally essential oil, peppermint essential oil. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do today. We're using peppermint, ginger, jalapeno, cucumber, lime, green apple, purple kale, and celery. We're going to talk briefly about those ingredients. So if you're new to the show, we talk about the ingredients, and then we make a juice. We talk about my outfit. My outfit today is more like kind of like active-y than I normally do. I normally do something kind of like pretty cute. I mean, this outfit's cute, but like definitely this looks a little like I could go to yoga in this. But yeah, it's more about the accessories today. I have these really cute Care Bear earrings on. I got these Care Bear earrings in Chicago. And then this is one of my necklaces from my grandma Dolores McNabb. So this is a vintage necklace. It has like a little painting on there, and then there's a little arrow that points to your heart. So I love this necklace. I love these earrings, and this outfit's really comfortable. So let's talk about what we got, what we're putting into the juice today. We're going to talk about like the smaller ingredients first, and then we'll talk about the larger ingredients that contribute to more of the quantity of juice. So first off, we have ginger and lime. Ginger is anti-inflammatory, good for digestion, really good for, it's antiviral and it's really good for your immune system. Lime is high in vitamin C, which is good for your immune system as well. It's high in antioxidants, boosts immune health. So, there's a jet flying over the top of my house. Cool. We're going to use this little bit of jalapeno. This is actually like a pretty big amount. Like this used to be like longer, obviously, like a bigger jalapeno, but I use little chunks at a time because like too much jalapeno is too much jalapeno. So we're just gonna use like the tip of your thumb worth of jalapeno. If you like spicy things, sure, do the whole one, but I would recommend using like a third of a jalapeno. And surprisingly enough, peppers lower your body temperature in hot climates. So this is a perfect time to start using jalapenos or like a serrano in your juice because it's going to lower your body temperature. It also is good for sore muscles, good for immunity, good for cardiovascular health too. Yeah, I go through phases with peppers. Sometimes I hate them. I didn't grow up eating spicy foods, so I tend to stay away from spicy stuff, but I'm getting better at it. I've been in Texas over 10 years now. I'm getting better at liking spicy things. And then the mint is for cooling. We're going to use just like 1, maybe 2 drops of this because this stuff is strong, so you don't want to do like 15 drops. Like, no way. That would blow you out of the water. You wouldn't be able to taste anything other than mint. So we're going to use like 1, probably 2 drops of mint. Mint is also high in antioxidants too. Okay, next up, cucumber. Cucumber is really good in the summer as well because it's really alkalizing, it's rehydrating, it helps you cleanse, detox, and alleviate any digestive problems. High in silicone content. Silicone's really good for your joints. Cucumbers are just a really good thing for you, especially if you juice too, because then they produce a lot of juice too. So I like cucumbers. I also like to eat cucumbers too. Like cucumbers and hummus, so good. Now we move on to green apples. I like green apples a lot. I like them more than red apples. I like them because they have a little bit of tartness to them. And the benefits of green apples are higher than the benefits of red apples. Green apples this one's kind of interesting. They're high in copper, and copper produces melanin, and melanin is the pigment that colors your skin and protects your skin from ultraviolet sun rays. So the more fruits and vegetables you eat, your skin is a little bit stronger from the sun, stronger against the sun as well. So that's another reason why I'm like, I used to sunburn. Well, my mom always had sunscreen on me, but like I don't wear sunscreen as much anymore and I don't get as sunburned as I used to. And I think maybe that's because of all the fruits and vegetables that I have. I have natural protection against the sun. I'm not going crazy. Like I still have to put sunscreen on, but yeah. So it's also another thing too. Like I feel like if I'm eating more inflammatory foods, I get a sunburn really easily, and it's like really intense sunburn. But if I'm less inflammatory things in my body, then my skin's like, all right, we got like an hour, no protection, I'm okay. But that's just me. Don't take my word for it. Wear sunscreen if you need to. There are some good options out there. There are some really crummy options of sunscreen out there too. Pretty much any big brand. You can even make your own sunscreen. I was just looking that up online. It's pretty easy too. And it's stuff that smells really good, and it's stuff that there's no chemicals, there's no toxins that cause cancer. So be careful with what you put on your skin because your skin is your largest organ and it absorbs and it goes straight to your vital organs. So, okay, we're talking about sunscreen now. That's not juice. Let's get back to green apples. Green apples also help you fight wrinkles. They have an antioxidant that keeps your skin elastic. So cool. I love that little fact about green apples. Now we're talking about purple kale. We're just going to go over purple kale real quickly because we had purple kale on last week. I just realized these are like my guests. This is like my talk show, and the fruits and vegetables are like my guests. Welcome to the show, Purple Kale. Purple Kale, member of the cabbage family. One cup of raw kale has over 200% of your vitamin A, almost 700% of your vitamin K intake, and over 100% of your vitamin C intake. So kale is just like killing the game. K stands for kill, killing the game. And it also stands for kale. Okay, last thing, celery. Quite possibly one of my favorite things to juice, celery. I love the taste of celery. I think because it's a little bit saltier than other things. Sometimes juice can be too like sweet, so you just need to like add some other flavors in there. And celery is really good for you. It's high in vitamin C, vitamin K, folate, potassium, reduces inflammation, heals the gut, it's alkalizing. Celery, I need to do more research on it, but for some reason celery is like one of the best things for your gut bacteria. So like if something is just off in your body, like hit the celery juice really hard, because like every day if you can, because celery juice, like just on its own, will like restart and reinvigorate whatever is going on in your gut. So if you got something going on, just do celery juice for a while, for like maybe even a month. See how long it takes. Okay, let's get into this. Let's do this lime first. The last few shows I've done the citrus off camera, and I almost did it off camera today too, to save time, but wow, this one is just like not juicy at all. Sometimes that happens, like you buy like limes or lemons at the grocery store, and for some reason, like even if you roll them out before, which I do every time, sometimes they just they're just not very juicy. That's okay. Maybe it's retired. Maybe it's a retired lime. We'll take what we can get, which would be just a little bit. This juice is going to have a lot going on. I mean, you saw all their ingredients, so if we don't have like a big, bold lime taste, that's okay. And we're still going to do just half of this lime, even though it's not super juicy. I'm going to do this part over the cup because I don't mind a little bit of pulp in there. This one's really like crumbly almost. Sometimes I think maybe when it's like this, I think that maybe means that somewhere along the way it got frozen and unthawed. I could be wrong on that. I don't know where I got that idea, but I think that's what it means. Wow, that is like all over me. Okay. I'm gonna pour that into our cup. It's like four drops. Yeah, swimming in lime juice. Okay, I'm gonna put the other half of that in the fridge for tomorrow. And now into the lime juice, we're gonna put our peppermint oil. So maybe we'll do 1, 2. Really small amount. It smells so intense though. We've got a lot of intensity in this juice today. Because I'm using a lot of ginger too, so like this is a lot. Pretty much like half of this chunk is half of this big chunk is like a good portion for a juice if you're just making one juice. But man, we're using all of that. It's okay. I'm gonna cut up our cucumber right down the middle this way, and then cut these into fourths. A little bit easier to juice it that way. Okay. Now we're going to cut up our apple. Cut out the core. You don't want to eat the apple seeds or the core. This green apple is huge. Little piece for me. I'm drinking butter coffee. It's mushroom butter coffee, actually. So it's that brand Four Sigmatic. It's coffee blended with mushrooms. And then I put collagen and butter and maple syrup in my coffee. So good. But, like I always say, make sure you drink water with your caffeine, whatever your caffeinated beverage is. And yes, I'm drinking ice water. I never drink ice in my water, but it's starting to get hot, like upper 90s hot in Austin and lots of humidity, and the AC in my house has been broken. So, yeah, I've been hot, so I've been putting ice in my water. I was like, oh, that's why people do this. It cools them off. All right, showtime. Kale going in first. Well, let me turn this so you can see. Whoa! Turn this so you can see. Gosh. Darn it. There we go. Camera was all loosey-goosey. Kale first. We learned a lesson last week not to put too much leafy greens into your juicer at once. So we're doing one piece of kale at a time. Patience. So we'll do a piece of kale and then we'll do something juicy, like a piece of kale and then an apple, a piece of kale, then a cucumber. So on, so forth. I notice that I always create a pattern with the way I put things through the juicer. I might not express that enough in the Tessy Juice Show, but when I'm juicing at home by myself, always a pattern. It keeps me focused on the task at hand, but also like makes it kind of like meditative a little bit. teaching the 2-hour class today at noon. It's Bikram's advanced class. We call it the Classic 84 because we do 84 postures in 2 hours from the Ghosh lineage. I'm also teaching this class one more time this month. I'm teaching it again on the 25th of May. I gotta eat another piece of this apple. It's so good. Okay, next up, we're going to put this little piece of ginger and this jalapeno in there. The whole thing, with the seeds. Woo! Wow. I can smell it. I can smell the spice. You know how we were talking about how green apples have all the benefit for your skin? I've noticed that the skin of a green apple is thicker than the skin of a red apple. So most of the benefits lie in the skin. But my point is that it takes a little bit longer sometimes for the green apple to go through the juicer because the skin's a little bit tougher. So you just have to be patient. Okay, we got all the kale out of the way. Now we are cruising into the juice. It's tempting to want to just like shove everything through there really fast, but you have to be patient with your juicer and not overload it. If you overload it, it starts to make really like chunky juice, and it'll overheat and or just like heat up your vegetables, which kills off some of the nutrients in them. Water. Okay, that's what we got so far. So I made this recipe earlier this week, and I was like, man, I was like drinking it, I was like, that's so good. It's like fire from the jalapeno. And then I was like, but it's minty. It's like icy hot. And I was like, whoa, I should do that for the Tessy Juice shows. Icy hot juice. Hot and it's minty. Okay, so next two steps are we're going to juice the pulp before we juice the celery. Reason being is the celery is very fibrous, so it gets like the strings, the fibers in the celery get wrapped around the blade and don't really let anything go through after you run celery through. So we're going to do the pulp first, and then we're going to go back through with the celery. There's a method to my madness. Okay, that was quick. Now we're going to move on to adding the celery through. Woo-hoo. Even if you've made a recipe before, don't be surprised if it doesn't turn out exactly the same as the last time that you made it. Because fruits and vegetables are a product of nature, and nature is different all the time. That's what makes it wonderful. Okay, we got all the celery through now, and I think we're going to give it a minute to kind of keep processing everything, and then maybe run the pulp through one more time, if the celery lets us by. you ever wonder why I hold on to the end like that, it's because sometimes it'll send pulp out super fast and it'll like go everywhere. So I learned my lesson on that one. Okay, I think that's all the celery's gonna let us have. Celery's the gatekeeper. No more juice for you. It's cool. You got a good looking juice already. So we'll turn this back a little bit so you can see. All right. Fire nice. Today's toast goes to nature. Get out into some nature today if you can, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Go for a walk around the block. Try to go for at least 15-20 minutes. But like I said, if you only have 5 minutes to get outside today, it's better than nothing. Cheers. Little swirl. So what I smell is the mint, of course. I smell mint and a little bit of jalapeno and definitely greens. Don't take my face for what I'm actually thinking. It is. You know what's weird is that it tastes really like tart. Like it almost feels like there's like a whole lime in there. Which I mean, as you saw, there was like 2 drops of lime juice. That lime juice was potent. Gosh, this is really good. What do I taste? I'm tasting something really intensely. I think it's just the lime. I'm tasting lime a lot. I'm tasting spicy from the ginger and the jalapeno. And then also that mint, though, kind of like cuts it. So like if there was no mint in there, I would be like, whoa, this is really spicy. But the mint is just like this little like whisper, like shh. It's like whispering like to the spicy stuff to be quiet. Oh, it's the green apple. That's what I'm tasting. It's so tart. It's the green apple and the lime together. That's really nice. It's a good tart. Not like too tart, but just like, this is good. I don't taste the cucumber as much or the celery as much, but I think that those two just go together really well and just kind of like hold hands and sing in the background. So this is a really good one for when it starts to get hot. And it's a good one in the winter too, but maybe no mint. Thank you guys for watching, and really appreciate you being here. And I will see you in 2 weeks for the Tessy Juice Show. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe. And you can follow us on Instagram, Yoga East Austin, for the live show. You can also find me on Instagram, which is Tessa McFabulous. See you soon.